Phenye, it's so lovely to meet you on Zoom.
Lovely to meet you too, Petra. Did I say it right, Petra?
Yes, Petra.
Yeah,
Yes.
Petra. Yeah, lovely to meet you. I've been seeing some of your posts on Facebook, and lovely to meet you on Zoom as well.
Oh, wonderful! Thank you. And I'm glad you see. You saw some of the interviews as well, because I've been talking to a lot of, or I say a lot, a few South African artists, singers, and so on. And I'm very interested to know what is going on in South Africa in the music industry, and what are you doing at Johannesburg Opera? Do you call it Josie or Johannesburg Opera?
So the official name of the company is Johannesburg Opera.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wanted to, I think the world today, or the world has changed in a way that people don't want to write like a long name, or
Yeah.
So I thought, yes, it is Johannesburg Opera on paper, but I thought people can just call it Jozi Opera. It's still fine.
Yeah. Well, people in Johannesburg talk about Johannesburg as Josie, isn't it? I mean, it's
of course, yes,
sort of a nickname of Johannesburg.
Exactly. There's two nicknames for Johannesburg. It's Josie and it's Joburg as well.
And Joburg, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I stayed away from the Joburg because I don't want people associating me or thinking that I'm part of the Joburg theater. There's a Joburg theater which is run by the city, and it has 3 theaters in it. The Joburg Theater here in Braamfontein that has the Mandela stage, and then the one in Roodepoort, which is the Roodepoort Theater, and the Soweto Theater. So all of them fall under the Joburg Theater umbrella. So I didn't want, So I did it. So I thought I'm not going to call my company Joburg because people might mistake me for that.
Mistake you, yeah. So Phenye, but tell me about your company. Your is it do you call it an opera company?
Of course, it is an opera company. We're an opera company, and we pride ourselves in giving people excellent vocal experience, and we also give people excellent concert experience. We haven't been lucky because of the COVID. We haven't been lucky to stage an opera or opera scenes or anything like that. But we are an opera company that is looking also to stage opera, and we also do concerts, and we do also events. So we are an opera company.
How did you start this company? What made you start the opera company?
So I worked for a company called Gauteng Opera. Maybe you know about it. It comes from a company it was started as the Black Tie Ensemble. You probably know about that company. That was started by our South African diva Mimi Kurze and the opera designer Mr. Niels Hansen, who passed on. May his soul rest in peace. They started this company called the Black Tie Ensemble back in I think 2009. I'm not too sure about the date. Or maybe earlier, I think 2001. Sorry, 2001. I think it was earlier. Because of after the closure of the theaters and stuff like that, and so they thought, or they saw that there were a lot of young artists that wanted to perform, and they wanted to create a platform for them. So the company changed the name in 2015 into Gauteng Opera, and I had joined the company in 2012 already, and by 2017 I was asked by the board of the company to be the artistic director of the company. So, and the company sadly closed in 2019 because of financial, it closed in 2019. Well, January 2019. Already by 2017, the board wanted to close the company, but we had to fight, and we had to come up with ways of creating like fundraisers, like fundraising concerts around Johannesburg. And so the artists that were there were the artists in the academy, and some of the young artists which were in the young artist program had to work very hard, because there was hardly a free month or a free week. So there was concerts almost every time, because we had to fundraise and fight to keep the company open. By 2018, around September, when we sat down with the board, we saw that we can't keep it up, because sponsors were not coming through, and we were struggling a lot to keep the lights on for the company, and also to pay the artists. So we decided with the board to close the company in 2019. I'm very lucky to have moved to Johannesburg, because I'm originally from Pretoria, and a lot of audience members that I've met since joining this company said to me, Phenye, you have been in the forefront, you have been leading this company as a soloist and also as an artistic director, and we would like you to still continue to organize the artists and entertain, in restaurants and in corporate functions as well. So I continued to do that in 2019. And already by 2018, when we did one of the fundraisers that we did with Rotary, we met with an artist from Sweden who asked us to come and join him and a group or a company called Star for Life, which is a company that helps young artists in Hluhluwe in KwaZulu-Natal for their fundraiser in Sweden. So we had also that plan also of going to Sweden, so we couldn't let that one go. So I had to organize the artist also for that one. So we went to Sweden in 2019. So by July, I decided that I want to register a company, because I wanted to do everything legally, so that I don't have people asking me, who are you? And every time you come up with weird names, every time, oh, we are this, and next moment we are this, and people started asking those kind of questions. So I wanted people to identify us, or to identify me with a name, every time they see me, or every time they see the artists that work with me, to say, oh, if you see this man, or if you see these artists, this is Johannesburg Opera. And also I wanted to also put it a name to the city, because I think we also need that in South Africa. I think we have a lot of artists, talented artists in every city in this country, that I think we deserve to have an opera company in every city in this country. So that, because we can all run to Cape Town to Cape Town Opera, because they have been running for many years, but there isn't space for all of us. There isn't space for all of us, because there's a lot, and there's a lot more coming, because there's a lot more artists, young artists, that go to universities to study this art form. No matter they hear that companies closes or not, they love this music, they love to sing, they love to perform. So we have to create opportunities for them, and we have to have more people creating companies that can give these artists a platform to perform.
Exactly. Oh, this is so wonderful what you're saying, and I totally agree with you. And I spoke to many people who say, many artists who say, talk about the talented singers that are in South Africa, that just don't get the opportunity, or like you say, it's Cape Town Opera, and where do you go if you're not in Cape Town? Or and of course, many singers come to Europe because there's, they want this opportunity and they want to be able to sing. But then, of course, it's also difficult. It's not just now I want to go to Europe. You have to have funding, and you have to have means to come here and also then live. So I think it's amazing what you're doing, and that I really hope that you can get support, financial support, to get this company going, and to. So how do you plan this now? So you looking now for sponsors for this company?
Definitely. I am looking for sponsors. I am looking for partners or companies that can partner with. It's not only the money. There's companies that just want to partner with you so that you can drive a certain message, or we also looking to do some educational tours around the rural areas in South Africa. I think the young people need to know what this music is. We need to educate them from a young age. So we are looking for sponsorship, financial sponsorship, and we're also looking for partnership with companies that would like to drive education, especially in communities. So another thing is that we're also looking to create more concerts and to put on an opera as well. It would be nice to do that.
Yes.
because if you say you are an opera company and you can't put an opera on stage, what kind of company is that? And I mean, I work with a few artists, like 3 artists that, they are not signed up to me. I ask them to work with me. They can work with anybody because everybody's stranded in South Africa. Everybody's looking for an opportunity to perform. And we're also looking for money because you can't just work for free, and all of us have families to feed. Some of us, our families are looking up to us. Some of us, we want to make a living as well, so we have to, the creation that we do is to also to give these artists a chance to live a life that they want to live,
And also what I talked to some of the artists from South Africa who started in choirs, who started in, if I think of, spoke to Sunny Boyd Ladla, and he was also telling how he started in a choir. And I think that most of them start in choirs and then they move up and get these opportunities. But we were also talking about, and this is what I talked about even with musicians and artists in America and all over the world, how important it is that we now focus on education and educating children, because in a way the arts give people children a purpose, and it gives them something to work for. And if they don't become artists, at least they know about, say for opera, for example. So if you can educate them and they understand opera and they can have the appreciation, then you already create a new audience. And the audience are the people who are going to ensure that your opera company is going to flourish, because this is what you want. You want people to come. So I totally agree with you that the education and going into communities where there are no opportunities. I mean, I know South Africa, it's not always possible to buy an instrument for people. I mean, some people barely can buy food, so they cannot always buy an instrument. But the voice, you have the voice, and so you can sing and you can use that, isn't it? So
that is true. That is true. I think we are one of the country in the world that has a great choral fraternity. And this choral fraternity spreads to schools that the Department of Education, which has what they call now South African School Choral Eisteddfort, where most of us come from. We all learned about this opera from from going into these competitions, because they introduced opera from grade 10 or something like that, that you can sing an aria or you can sing a song, which is an opera song. And so that is a nice seed that they plant to young singers. And most of us also, the other thing is that by the age of 15, 16, we're already singing in community choirs as well, or youth choirs in the community. And so that also helps to develop the voice. Without professional training, South African artists already, when they step on stage to sing for you, you can ask them, you will be amazed, and you'll say, hey, have you trained somewhere? And most of them have not trained anywhere, and they need that guidance. We need to also teach them, like you say. And some of them is appreciation. You know, someone might love the music and not be able to sing or not want to sing, but the appreciation of it all means that we have also planted a seed for an audience in the future, you know, which is what we want as well. And also grasping the young kids' attention with the music is also another way of getting another audience, which is a kid and their parents, because the kid will say, I want to go and see this production or this music and blah blah blah, and they will be able to say to their parents, can you please take me and watch this concert or opera that they talk about? So you already have 2-3 audience members by just going into communities.
True. And it's also now then they have somebody to look up to. So if if they go to the opera, then of course they have somebody to look up to and aspire to, where they think, good, this is what I can do, or this is what I would love to do as a career, or, as a form of art. So yeah, I think it's wonderful. And support, so now financial support is one aspect, but do you have support from the city, or do you have support from people who can assist you in these things, or are you having to do this all by yourself?
So then I think 90% of the job, I do it all by myself. I'm still to go to the city. I'm still to go to, what do you call it? To other, what do you call them? Platforms for application to get funding, because there's no other way at the moment to be able to put this company somewhere and to be able to give platform to the other artists without sponsorship and support. There are other patrons that I've met throughout the years that are helping a lot. Since the lockdown, I started my company, like I said, in 2019, but the plan was for 2020 to do concerts, and we are now in COVID, of course. But I was able to do some online concerts, or recorded some online concerts in some of the patrons' homes, because of their support and their love. Yes. So last year we did a concert with Kimi Scotta as well at one of our patrons' houses. We did it also at WS Pianos, who are great friends of Johannesburg Opera, at their showroom. They are the guys that fixes pianos, and they also tune pianos. They are in Pretoria, and some of the patrons that are around Johannesburg, we managed to record some of the concerts in their homes. The only way for us in 2020 was to go online. From the onset. We had to cancel from March when COVID started hitting South Africa. We had to cancel, and we were in lockdown until June, I think. And then by July, we were able to move around a little bit. And so I started with the online concerts. So I did, I think, 5 online concerts last year only. Which was July until December, or until November. I did online concerts. And also the beginning of this year, we recorded a Sacred Music concert, which is also on YouTube. So that's the only way that was the only way for us to move. But the other thing with the online concerts, the challenge is that people are not supporting online concerts. People don't want to sit at their homes and watch you on the screen. I think, and I don't blame them, because the experience of watching someone singing live and someone on YouTube those are two different experiences, you know.
Exactly.
So we hope that things will open up so that we can create more concerts. We had other plans for July and for August. We don't know how things will go, and we'll see how things will go in South Africa. Yeah.
And the singers, and at the moment when you sing basically without a fee. You just sing to get going, or do you get paid?
So it's a tricky one for all of us, me and the singers as well. So I would say to the singers, like, for example, when we did the online concerts, I would say to them, I'm hoping this is how much we'll make. And then from that money, we'll split it, you know, 4 ways. I mean, if it's 3 singers or if it's 2 singers, pianist, so we split it 4 ways, including the company. And then we started expanding, and we did it with 3 singers and a pianist. So we split it 5 ways now. So that was the only way. And then lucky for us, we were able to apply for the NAC, which was a mess, you know, that you know, we had other people, we had artists staying at the NAC offices. I think you heard that story also from Marike de Kuoka. She told that story in her interview, and we managed to get some funding from that, which we put a concert, an opera extravaganza at the Market Theatre. And it was and it was a great success. You know, we had lovely audience, and we had a string quintet, we had a chorus of about 30 people with a conductor. So it was great, and we hope that we can grow from that. You know, we hope that we can get more money to put more concerts, for more artists to perform. You know, it was 4 soloists, a conductor, and a chorus of 30 students. Most of all of those chorus people were students. You know, and it's a great experience for them also to come and perform with a professional opera company of professional opera singers as well.
Yeah, and how? So you said it was at the Market Theatre. So how are the theatres in Johannesburg area at the moment? Are there many theatres that you can use for your performances?
So I spoke to the producer at the Joburg Theatre and at the Roodepoort Theatre, the 2 producers, and I spoke to also the producer at the Market Theatre. They are willing to give space, you know, for us to be able to put our productions there. However, obviously, there's costs that needs to be covered, you know, because it's a theatre. It's not the same as doing an online concert, because we can do an online concert here and record it and put it online. It's easy. But to do it at the theater, there's other costs that needs to go into that. So that's where you also you get stuck in between that, you know, because of the finances. But we still carry on, or I still carry on, and I speak to artists on a regular basis, and I ask them if we do something that we can put online, would it be something that they would be looking to do? Some artists are agreeing to do it, some artists not. I don't blame anybody, and I'm not saying I'm not going to work with anybody, but you know, for me as a company, I have to keep creating and keep the lights on and keep giving other people an opportunity to perform.
Yeah, I think you are right with the online concerts, because I think in this time, you know, the online concerts, maybe people don't necessarily sit down for a long time, or maybe, you know, you cannot earn from them. But in a way, they stay online. You know, it's one of those things that they stay online. And I just think people become more aware the more you are visible online. I had, for instance, seen so many artists doing these little concerts from their living rooms, or little, you know, sing from their living rooms, that I never knew of them, but because they were posting it online, I suddenly became aware. Oh, this person, and heard the voice, and even if it's not live, but you just suddenly become aware of them. So I think it's great work that you're doing, that you keep on, keep on going to do that. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way
Mm.
for the art form to stay alive. I mean, since I came into opera, I've heard stories that opera is dying, but we are still here. Companies are still there. It might not be as successful as it is around the world, but we are still here.
Yeah, but you're still doing that, and you love what you're doing.
Exactly.
But I was at a opera the other day, and it was done in a garden, and it was basically staged like that. There was just a sofa that they had where everything happened as if it was the stage, and there was a string quartet playing. And the opera, it was not long, but the opera was done in a garden. And it was the first time that I've been to opera in the garden. I mean, you usually associate it with going to the theater, but I kind of liked it, because I think it felt a little bit more informal. It felt more as if you are closely connected. You feel very relaxed because you're sitting in the garden. So, yeah, I think there are many possibilities to bring arts to people. To get them on a very informal way to connect with this art form.
True. We, as I said, we've been very creative with how we did things. One was the online concert. Two, we created what we called a pop-up opera, right? We go, so we go to people's homes, or people would say, I have a birthday party, but it's only me and my family, or me and my friends, 5 of us or 6 of us. So me as an artist, I'll go there, or they'll say, we need 2 artists, and we go there with a speaker, and we sing from backing tracks. And
oh wow,
and you only sing for like 20 minutes and you're out. You're not part of the function or whatnot, so that was the first one. Secondly, you spoke about the garden concert. We started also creating what the garden concerts as well, which we started at one of our patrons' homes, and we did a garden concert. And lucky for us, the Johannesburg Country Club saw, or one of the members from the country clubs was there at that, and he said, we would like to bring this concert at the Country Club Johannesburg here in Auckland Park. So we did a concert also in the garden, in the beautiful lawns of the Country Club. Yeah. So for us, we don't stop with just online or just looking for funding, but we also come up with ways that we can go and entertain people. It doesn't have to be big or extravagant at the moment because of COVID, because we know where we are and we understand the risks of COVID-19. So we also try to protect our audience. So we take this art form to the people, we take music to the people. Whoever is looking for entertainment, Johannesburg Opera is open to
but Phenye, I think this is so amazing what you're doing. Really, I think you should really keep doing what you're doing, because it will in the end bring the result that you want, because I can sense absolutely that your heart is in this and that you really want to make it work. So I strongly believe that this will happen. But tell me, what is then the wish for you now? Say if what do you see for the future? How would you love Johannesburg or Jozi Opera to be? What is the wish?
So my wish is to put at least 2 operas in a year on stage, right? And also an oratorio as well. I've been talking to some of my friends about Stabat Mater, Rossini Stabat Mater. We also spoke about the Verdi Requiem, Handel's Messiah, all those beautiful things. So that is my wish. And also to be able to go into communities, because that also is another energy and also needs, and it needs financial support, because you can't just focus on one community. Yes, we can, but we want to touch as many young people as we can, or as many communities as we can, because there's a lot to do in Johannesburg, around Gauteng, and also in the outskirts of South Africa, in the rural places. We would like to do that. So that is my wish for this company. That's how I see the growth of this company. And for us to be able to give more artists a chance to sing with us, or to perform with Johannesburg Opera. Lastly is to also see us having an ensemble in the company, of about 5 to 8 young artists that can represent this company and put the name of this company out there, because people like to put face to the name, and if they see you in this company, sometimes they don't. But if they see you with just one company, they can put the name to the face, or the face to the name, and this person is from this company. And I know that there's a lot of young people that are in universities that would love that opportunity of being associated with any company that can give them an opportunity to work with them for a year or two, to express themselves and to grow into that, and also to give them a springboard. Some young artists will tell you, I want to get experience first before I go to Europe, and we need to give them that. Some artists' voices are not as developed or ready for the world out there, but companies like ours are there for that, to help them develop, or to help them in their growth as artists, so that when they move to Europe, or when they move to America, or anywhere around the world, and to go for competitions or whatever they want to do, they have developed fully, and they had an experience of performing. Because another thing is, if you have talent and you don't have a platform to express it, growth is not there. You don't only grow the vocally, but you also grow as an artist, how to express myself on stage, how to build a character, how do I sing this style, how do I sing this style, how do I do this on stage, how do I walk, how do I, when to bow. Some young artists, they don't know all these things. It might seem like it's small things, but when you go to a concert and you see someone who finishes a note and they bow already without applause, and you're like, why are you bowing? Those are things that we learn as we grow. You learn when you are in the field, rather than reading a book or watching a YouTube or anything like that. Most art, or an artist way or place to learn, is to be in the field, which is on stage.
And I I think also that it would be great if South Africa can offer their talented artists a place and a platform to sing, so that they don't have to leave and don't have to come to Europe. Because it's not the easiest thing to do, to leave your family behind and to go. For a while it is maybe, but it needs to be that there is something that you can that South Africa can also grow their own opera company and their own musicians and singers and dancers and so on. So
exactly. We really hope that the government can come to party, because we need the government in that in that platform, or to be able to help artists not to leave. Or for an artist to say, let me go out and experience the world for 2, 3, 5 years, and then I'll come back. But at least they should come back to a place where they can perform. I know many artists as well that says, if there was an opportunity for me to perform at home and stay at home, I would do that. And So we need to create that platform, and I hope that Johannesburg Opera can create that platform in the future for artists not to be able to leave with more concerts that we can create and more operas that we can put on stage and other platforms, because as I said, we are doing events, we are doing concerts, we would like to do operas. So we hope that these three, and also adding with the development of young artists or development of communities, and to plow back to the communities and development of audiences and young artists that are in schools, or to introduce opera and music in schools, we hope that we can keep more artists in South Africa, because we can spread ourselves like that. If there's artists, if there's finances that can support them to stay here at Johannesburg Opera.
Yeah, and as you say, with the communities, you think how many children would have then a purpose, and they would have, a great future where many at the moment don't, and they, like one. A Tabu, I can't remember his surname, but like he said, it takes you in a out of a world of crime and poverty. It takes you into a world where there's discipline, where you learn discipline, where you learn structure, where you have structure when you start singing in the choir, and many children need that, I think, in South Africa too.
That is true. I think one of the things that we need to do as artists, as companies like Johannesburg Opera, is to go into these communities and try our best to help these kids and show them that there's more. There is another life, which is not crime, which is not sitting at the corner. And I mean, I think lastly is that the kids need to be introduced to art. It doesn't matter what art form it is. Kids need to have their brains working over and over so that they can imagine things, and to build a character as an actor or as an opera singer. Those things, you start imagining things that you never knew existed, So yes, we do need companies like Johannesburg Opera to go to communities, definitely. And so we can develop. Yeah.
I will definitely. If you do things like that and you want to talk about that, you should just let me know, because I support any education for children, any such thing I would really support and would like to talk about that. So when there's this opportunity that you want to speak or show, where you are and what you're doing, then we can go online, and if it's possible, and talk about that. But I want to ask you now something on a lighter note. What do you do before a performance? How do you prepare yourself? Do you have a little ritual?
I don't have a ritual. I just relax. That's all I do. Relax. Don't talk a lot. And I warm up my body. I warm up my voice, and then I'm ready for the concert. That's all I do. I don't have a ritual of doing all these other things. I mean, right now I have problem with my knees, so I don't run as much as I used to. But before, what I used to do, I jog. I used to jog almost every day. So it would be part of the ritual of just going to gym and running in the morning before the performance, the morning of the performance, and come back and relax and just warm up the body, warm up the voice, and then go and sing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's so interesting for me to know what everybody is doing before they, because And do you still get nervous before you sing?
Of course. Every time I get nervous every time. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. I think for me, it's probably caused by the fact that I want to give an audience something perfect, and I want to give an audience a great experience, actually, of one, listening to a voice, to hearing their beautiful song or their favorite song sung well, 3, also seeing the emotions come out of me through in my face, in my body, and they can experience that. That's all I want to do, is to give an audience a great experience. And I'm glad that in most concerts that we've, or in all the concerts that we did at Johannesburg Opera, audiences have said that we've given them a great experience.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of traditional singing also? Or do you just sing classically?
So Johannesburg Opera, because being in South Africa is very interesting, is that you can sing only opera, it's okay. But to be able to tap in different markets and to be able to place or to put this company, Johannesburg Opera, in a different light, in different platforms, we need to be able to do almost every genre. So we do opera, we do pop, we do African music, we do musicals. So we try to tap into everything. Yeah. When you go to an event and someone says to you, I would like you to sing Pata Pata. And what do you say? Do you say, I don't sing Pata Pata? No, we do. We sing Pata Pata, and we're going to sing Pata Pata, and we're going to dance singing Pata Pata. That's what we do.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So we give you a great experience. And if we go, for example, we used to sing at a restaurant in Kyalami called La Trinidad. It's owned by two ladies, a mother and daughter, Lala and Tessa. They would ask us to, at the end of the concert, to sing La Danza for them and to dance for the audience as well. And would sing La Danza and dance as well, and the audience love it so much, So, and when we did a concert, the garden concert at the country club, we wanted to give an audience a wide or a different perspective about an opera company. So we sang some musicals, we sang some opera, we sang some African music, we sang some pop music, so that, and the audience was happy that we had tapped in different genres of music, and not only sing it, but you also entertain them. You dance for them, you make sure that you have them in the palm of your hand until the end of the concert. So that's what we do as Johannesburg Opera. So we don't only sing classical music. Of course, we are classically trained. Of course, we still take our singing lessons. Of course, we have coachings. Of course, we have workshops when we plan concerts, so that we were able to give an audience a great experience. Like when we did sacred music, it was totally different music that we had to sit a little bit and have a workshop about the music and workshop the music a little bit more, coach it a little bit more. And so that by the time we record that music, it's perfect for someone who's coming to watch it. I will send you also the link for that concert. Then you can watch it, because it's on YouTube. Yeah,
I would love to. I would love to come and see you live in South Africa.
That would be great. That would be great. That would be great. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. Phenye, but you shouldn't come to Europe. You should stay in Johannesburg, because you're going to make a great company. I think so. Your energy and your attitude is just amazing.
Thank you so much. I will try not to leave this company, and I'll try to build it to great success with people like you and some of the lovely audience members that I have in Johannesburg. I wish I could call them by names, all of them, and that have been very, very supportive. It's been great, and even the audience members that see us for the first time, they love what we do. And I hope that we can build this company to greater heights, not to compete with anybody, but to be able to give artists an opportunity to perform, and to also encourage other companies that are around Johannesburg, that are doing concerts, to continue doing that, because we need more of these companies, so that we can give more artists an opportunity to perform.
Yeah. And how amazing that you have something so unique that you don't find anywhere in the world, that you can do it, you can do African music, and you can do the opera in that way. I think it's wonderful. I'm South African, and I'm so proud of what you are doing, honestly. It's amazing. No, I just absolutely love it. And this is why I'm saying I can't do much, but I will. I can give you this platform to you know, to help you to talk about this and you know, to raise just awareness, I think, of what is going on in South Africa in the arts and in the opera world.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this platform
Do
to
you-
be able to talk about Johannesburg Opera. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Do you speak Afrikaans, Phenye?
Ek praat net 'n bietjie Afrikaans.
Praat jy 'n bietjie Afrikaans? Okay.
Ja, ek probeer. Let me tell you one more thing, which is very interesting, is that when we go to do shows, sometimes we put in one Afrikaans song, which is just a killer to the audience that we can sing Afrikaans. Yes, and
I'm so happy.
Yes, and in 2015 or 2016, we did a concert which was only Afrikaans music.
Really?
It was very interesting. Yes. I still have a DVD. It's not online, unfortunately, but I have a DVD of that concert. Yeah. It was a beautiful concert because there's many beautiful music in Afrikaans as well. And I also hope that we can also introduce our audiences to a lot of African music, you know, with our African composers, you know, because there's a lot of them now that are writing beautiful songs, beautiful operas. So I hope that Johannesburg Opera will be able to also teach the world, or teach the world about our music.
This is what I also wanted to ask you about the composers. Are there many African composers that write sort of musicals or little operas and things?
I don't think a lot of them write operas, but there are those that have written operas, and I don't know how many they are. There's probably many. Some of them write little short operas. Like I remember we did 3 20-minute operas. I think first time they were presented in Cape Town, and then we did them at Gauteng Opera as well. So there are many South African opera composers, and there are composers also that are learning, but they write beautiful songs as well, which are like art songs as well. So there's a lot of them. Unfortunately, most of them, we don't know them because they're not we don't know their music because their music is not on the YouTube and stuff like that. I hope that we can, I hope that we can get them that music and perform it for online purposes, so that we have it online, so that we do a recording of it. Because once we have it online or on a recording, then it's there for life, you know, it's there forever. Then we are able to share it with a lot of people. But that also has a lot of contractual issues that we need to deal with the composer and stuff like that. So I hope we will get there. We are still very young. We are still just over a year old as Johannesburg Opera. So I hope that oh no, actually it's July now, so we are 2 years registered as a company.
Phenye, you are going to make it. I'm sure about that, 100%. So, and when I come to South Africa, I would love to come and see you live. And when all this is over, you know, all the lockdowns and the things, and life goes back to normal, then I would so love to come and see and meet you in person.
That would be that would be great. That would be great. Would love to meet you too live at our concert or at our opera, or you know, even for coffee. It would be nice, you know.
That would be lovely. Yes, definitely. But okay, so we'll speak again, and have a lovely afternoon, and thank you so much for your time and giving me all this wonderful information. And
thank you so much. Thank you, Petra.
Thank you. Have a lovely afternoon.
Have a lovely afternoon too. Bye.